Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Newcomers. Got a great show for you today. We're trying something new back here. You see that green screen?
Yeah, we're not really in Alaska.
No, we're going to plug some stuff in to show you some of the sights that we had on the trip. Really a good trip. But speaking of good, we got a good show. On today's show, lightning strikes hit the villages.
Rains flood a golf cart tunnel.
And one of the golf cart tunnels is closed.
And will the Barnstorm Theater reopen?
A new bubble wrap.
Cooling your house in the summertime can be a challenge. There are settings for your ceiling fan that can help you be a little cooler. I'm Peter Bernard, and that's on this week's Bubble Wrap.
And more. Lots more. You know what I'm going to say next? Say it with me. Are you ready? Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Well, we've been to Alaska.
We have. Check.
Yeah, checked a lot of boxes. You know, so many people told us that was a bucket list for them to go on an Alaskan cruise, and it was good. We'd never been on one. That was my fourth trip to Alaska, and I've loved them all. But it's special to ride that ship through those, the passageway, and I think the highlight of the whole trip was when we parked at Glacier Bay.
Yeah, I agree.
Stayed there for, I think, 6 hours.
Right.
And got to enjoy that beautiful scenery.
I loved how the ship turned while we were there. It was 6 hours and we had this view, and then we turned and we had that view. It was so much fun.
That was really
beautiful.
Good. And we finished off in Whittier, Alaska, where we got onto a glass-top train.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we rode that train longer than we wanted to. It was actually 2 hours delayed, and we got on the train, and it was a 10-hour slow boat to China, up to Denali. But at least you're surrounded with this magnificent view all the time.
Yeah,
so it was really cool, but that's a long time. I will say, if you ever ride that train, they have absolutely first-class seats. It's like sitting first class in an airplane.
Right.
Big seats, everything you need right there. Beautiful view. They sell food. I had a delicious meal on the train.
It was great.
Really good.
Yeah.
So overall, that was an exciting and really wonderful first-class experience riding that train.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Denali Princess Lodge, where we stayed how many nights?
2 nights.
2 nights there. Then we stayed one night in the McKinley Princess Lodge.
Right.
That's about halfway back toward Anchorage, where they still have good views of Mount McKinley if it's a good day. And it wasn't. It was really an overcast day. We never got to see the very tip top, but we saw some great views. These pictures that you see in here behind us, we took on the trip. So.
And then we had one night in Anchorage, and we didn't really get to stay in that hotel.
No, we got our room in Anchorage, just like everybody on the trip. It was part of the deal. But our flight left at 12:38 a.m.
Yeah.
So we just crashed in the hotel for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And headed off to the airport, where we got lucky.
Yeah, we did.
And if you watched our live show, you've heard some of these stories already. But we flew non-rev. That's because our son's a pilot. We get special consideration for flights, and we got the last 2 seats on the flight from Portland to Orlando, and we both had middle seats, and that's a good story for another time. But you saw it if you were on the live show with us.
Yeah.
But overall, it's wonderful, and you're going to see it on today's show when we talk about friends of our channel. We're going to show you a lot of the friends that were with us on this cruise, and we had a wonderful time. You know, we went there, and they were strangers when we got there, but they weren't strangers when we left.
Right. It was fun because we got to see each other. They had the same lanyards on. We had the same green ribbons around our necks, and we knew, oh, they're part of our group. So you gravitate together, and you just got to know each other more, and it was really fun. And weather was gorgeous, wasn't it, Jerry?
Beautiful weather every day but that last day.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
We always attract good weather on vacation. Have you ever noticed that?
Knock on wood, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was no exception. We had it this time. But I hope you're enjoying the pictures back there. We're going to show them throughout the show a little bit here and there, and enjoy those with us. But one thing we always say, there's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
And,
Coming home.
this is it, man. Every time we take a vacation, we can't wait to get back to the villages.
Yeah.
And this was no exception, even though it's hot here and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
In Alaska, what was it? The days were 65, 70?
Oh, and some days, well, the last couple weren't cold. We were at 40 something in the morning. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, they got up to a high of 65
Yeah.
during the day.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It was 95 here, but still, it's good to be home. You've got your own TV, you got your own bed, you got your own recliner, you can ride your bike, you can check your
Yeah.
mail, you know,
Yeah.
you missed your newspaper.
I did miss it. Yeah, you know, we were gone 2 weeks, and I felt like it might have been maybe a couple of days too long. I don't know, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, every day had a little bit of an adventure, so that's always fun.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. But again, no place like home. Let's get things rolling on today's show with Scott Weaver and his video question.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. Scott Weaver again. I'm out at the villages this weekend, but I'm at my farm in Missouri. My wife and I bought some clubs. We've never played golf before, so we're wondering what is the best course that we can play as beginners so we're not holding anybody back. Thank you very much for all your videos.
Good question, Scott. You know, so many people come here thinking they'll never play golf.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah. And they do. They end up playing. So many people do. And a good, easy course is really a must for a beginning golfer because
Absolutely.
you're going to feel defeated. You're going to need all the extra boost and confidence you can get.
Yeah.
And there are 2 courses in the villages that have those larger cups. So think a cup that big around as opposed to that big around.
Right. Right.
Makes a big difference when you're
Yeah.
putting. And the course close to us that has those big cups is called Sarasota.
Right.
That's a level 1 course. That means it's a pretty easy course. And what's the other one?
Well, they have 2 courses. One here by us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just said that.
Part, and then the other one's in the very north, and it's in El Santiago, and it has all large holes. Now, ours by us has both. You can choose which hole you want to really go to. If you, let's say you land close to this one, you want to go to that one.
No, you can choose after you
can
hit.
choose,
you know.
maybe, I guess. But the one up north, all of them have the large holes, so that's going to be great for a beginner.
Yeah, it really is. But one thing, Scott, when you're starting golf, we encourage people to pick late tee times. So, for example, if it gets dark at 7:30, get a tee time at 6:30. Your serious golfers won't do that
Yeah.
because they know they can't finish a round in 1 hour. It takes about an hour and a half. So if you pick the latest tee time you can get, you're probably going to be all alone out there. And that way you won't feel the pressure of people behind you watching you tee off. And,
That's right.
And
That's right.
that's the way she started. We went out
did.
late.
Yeah.
Even if you only play 3 or 4 holes, you know, you're not going to feel
And
like people are watching.
What I remember too, Jerry, is that I would hit a ball, or maybe I'd tee off, or maybe I knew it was way too long. Like, let's say it was a par 4, I would, get really close and then just putt up or pitch up to the hole. I wouldn't do all 4 or 5, hits. Does that make sense? No,
Nope.
it doesn't.
Nope, doesn't make any sense.
I might throw it out of the sand trap. You
Well,
don't hit it.
For beginners,
Yeah.
there's a double par rule. So
Yeah.
if you don't make it in after 5 strokes on a par 3,
Right.
you just pick up your ball.
pick up your
And
ball.
then you don't hold everybody up, whatever. But
Right.
that's it. It's double par. If you
Yeah.
were on a par 4 by chance, you'd pick it up on your 8th stroke.
Right,
So
right.
you don't end up with those ghastly 10s on a hole
Exactly.
or whatever.
That's what I was trying to say.
Well, thanks for the question, Scott.
Yeah,
Sarasota, El Santiago.
that's right.
When we get questions, we give the best answers we can. And we will exhaust our telephone savvy calling this place and that place, trying to get a good answer. And often we get different answers. So if you ever have the answer to one of our questions,
Yeah.
put it in the comments section.
Yeah.
We never guarantee our answers are correct. We just guarantee that we think they're correct.
We can't
So don't be afraid to help us out by letting us know. We don't claim to be experts. Just we're all learning together, right? We're in this all together. By the way, I encourage all of y'all, every time you watch our show, especially if you're watching it on Monday morning, get yourself a snack, a drink, relax. You don't even have to put on your pants. Just watch that show with us and relax. And if you have suggestions for us, hit us up.
Yeah.
We also want to tell you that we read every comment. And we get lots of beautiful comments like the sweets. And we get lots of them like the salty.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, there's an election coming up. And typically that's when we get the rudest comments of all.
Yeah.
And we will ban you if you get vulgar or you get hateful or you insult other viewers.
Yes.
We'll ban you. So please don't do that. Keep your remarks and comments tip top. This is a family channel.
That's right.
You know, we're just all here to have a good time. And, you know, don't make me kick you off.
No X's.
Doug and Jill wrote in with this question. We heard that Tunnel M18 needs major repairs. We've also heard that the residents of District 13 will be assessed the expense for the repair. When do they plan to close the tunnel, and are the District 13 residents responsible for the expense? Well, Doug and Jill, we used the phone again to call on this, and we found it's going to be closed from July 22nd through August 6th. That's the one that goes under Morse Boulevard. And we don't know who's going to pay for that. You can probably check the village's news for more accurate information on that. But tunnels are paid for by part of your bond. And as far as the yearly upkeep, I'm not sure on that. Or you know?
No, I don't.
So we'll try to find out more information on that.
Yeah.
But it is going to be inconvenient for a couple of weeks. But they tend to get things done pretty quickly here. Except building that turnpike. That's taken forever.
We have been here 5 years, and that turnpike has been under construction for the whole time. So,
The villages has nothing to do with that. But that's and also 441 up there near Lady Lake, that has been under construction forever.
Right.
But within the villages, you're going to find that they don't mess around, and that'll probably be taken care of real quick.
Right. Speaking of golf cart tunnels, torrential rain has flooded a heavily traveled golf cart tunnel in the villages. And the tunnel is located under Morse Boulevard at County Road 466 near the Haciendas of Mission Hills. And that was a couple weeks ago when it really, really was a lot of rain coming down. So they should have that pretty much finished by now. Boy, it filled up with like half. I got a little picture of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. It was like filled halfway full of water. And that also happened during a hurricane in 2017. So they need to work on that.
Well, they're good most of the time here. It's only under really severe rains. And you're right, in 2017, even right here where we live, some of those cart tunnels were closed because the water was deep in them. But they're all good now. After heavy rains, always, check it out before you go trying to roll through there. If
don't
it's too
roll
deep,
through if you think
too deep, you'll beat your cart. But that was. We've had several people ask, do the golf cart tunnels flood? And sometimes they do. Not regularly.
Not regularly, no.
But they will.
Yeah.
From Gene Newman of Lake Denham, I moved into the villages November 23rd. I have Duke Energy, and they recently sent me a notice regarding adding surge protection. It seems they have multiple plans. My question is this something I should get? Well, first of all, let me shout out to my electric company, which is SECO, S-E-C-O. We were out the other day for 2.5 hours in that brutal storm. Did you see my post on Facebook?
Yeah.
If you're not seeing us on Facebook, please follow us, and you'll get all these smaller little shows that we can't stick on YouTube. But it was out.
Yeah.
And they worked in that heavy rain and lightning. They got us back on in 2.5 hours. So I actually posted a thank you to SECO on Facebook for a job well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, what a job that is, whether it's Duke or SECO, to be out in those elements, whether it's hurricanes or in the aftermath of a tornado or a rainstorm, thunderstorms, lightning strikes.
Yeah.
These guys are tough and wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But regarding the surge protectors, we hear it all, and we're going to have another question here in a minute about lightning. In fact, lightning hit a house in Charlotte 2 years ago, and it's all been up in the air about the rebuild. It was total loss. And I think another one was hit recently. And we always get people wondering about, should we get lightning rods?
Right.
But one thing that I think we all should have is a surge protector on our system. It's not going to save your house from a direct lightning strike, but it will save some of your appliances in the case of a near lightning strike.
Yeah.
And you know, your TVs, your dishwasher, your microwave, your furnace,
Your computer.
your air conditioners, your computer. Yeah. And I don't think there's much of a guarantee with those, but it is helpful. We got it.
Yeah.
Gene, we had it from Seco. We had them come and put that on, and we pay a monthly fee. We didn't buy it. We were renting it for, I think it's $5.99 a month, something like that. And we think it's necessary, but you have to make that decision for yourself.
That's right.
If you're really worried, you can get lightning rods. You know, that's a thousands of dollars investment. So it might be something you want to consider.
That's right.
But that's what we know about it. And if you folks know more or have suggestions, put it in the comments and help Gene out.
Yeah.
We're going to get back to the old mailbag in a minute. But for right now, it's time for bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. There are some simple adjustments that you can make on your ceiling fans inside your house that will make you feel cooler. Most every home in the villages has ceiling fans. You find them in living rooms, bedrooms, and lanais. Used properly, they create a draft that makes you feel cooler. The bigger the blades, the more air is moved around, and you can set your speed at a lower level. But to use them correctly, Duke Energy recommends these settings. In the summer, the blade should spin counterclockwise, as seen from the underneath area. Near the fan blades, look for this switch. With the fan in the off position, toggle the switch to make the fan go in the correct rotation. Doing so moves air so that it hits your skin, making you feel cooler. Duke suggests with your ceiling fans in the correct position, you can raise your thermostat about 4 degrees with no reduction in comfort. Now don't write me, that's what Duke says. In the wintertime, it suggests you reverse the fan blade direction. It also offers this tip. Check for the Energy Star labels to save up to 40% on electricity costs. Remember, counterclockwise in the summertime, clockwise in the wintertime, and you'll feel a lot more comfortable. I'm Peter Bernard, and that's this week's Bubble Wrap.
Thank you, Peter. We do that here. You know, I was aware of that before. And I think we have 7 ceiling fans in this house. And we like them. We like to use them. And one thing I heard, though, fans cool people, not rooms. So they tell me if you're leaving the room, don't leave the fan on.
Right, right. It's just for the people.
For the people. And I get up on the bed, balancing up there, trying to, you know, the soft bed, trying to set that on reverse in the winter, the other way in the summer.
Yeah.
And so we do that, Peter, but thank you for the heads up. I bet a lot of people didn't know that.
That's right.
And if you're not tall enough and you're 85 years old, don't get up on a ladder to do that. Call Peter. Joe sent us this question from the Pool News Bunch, and he wants to know, with the new golf cart laws, we understand the police can ticket carts for going over 20 miles an hour on public roads. Can they ticket carts on the multimodal paths that are not public roads? Great question, Joe, and it's a question that I've had as well. Let me tell you, first of all, when you go with me on a bike ride or a cart ride, sometimes I mistakenly call that trail on Hillsborough Trail or Charlotte Court or Pinellas a multimodal trail. It's not. That's just a different use lane on a public road. That's what they're talking about. They can ticket you for that. The multimodal trails, I don't believe that the police will ticket you on those unless you would perhaps be intoxicated.
Or you're driving erratically. Yes, absolutely.
But as far as speeding on those, it's a no-no, but I don't think the police will be over there. Although they do have a special golf cart.
They do.
And actually, we did a ride along with them in that golf cart, which you're going to see probably in 2 weeks. And you'll like that, I'm pretty sure. But they've got a real spiffy electric golf cart that's totally enclosed. It's got the AC. It's got the woo-woo on top. It's got everything. It's really cool. So my answer to you, Joe, would be probably not going to ticket you on the multimodal trail, but will ticket you on the public roads.
This next question is from Daniel and Maria Miner from Bayside, New York. What is the etiquette for tipping in restaurants and also for service in the villages?
Good question.
Yeah.
And, I'm thrifty. But I
Is
do
that the word?
But I do believe that people that work for a living deserve to
Yeah.
be paid. I do have some issues with tipping, though. My issues are when companies add an automatic tip
Yeah.
and don't really tell you, and then you don't pay any attention, and you see the total and you leave a tip.
Yeah.
And then on the way home, whoever you're with says, well, I don't think it was right that they figured that tip into the price. And you go, what?
Yeah.
You say, oh my gosh, I left an extra $10. I don't like that. I also don't like it. Why do they think they have to go from 15, which they used to do? 15 used to be the standard for good service. Now the standard for the lowest service is 18.
Yeah.
Then it goes 21 or whatever, and then up to 25% or even more. I don't know. It's kind of gotten out of hand. Plus, the price of all the meals is jacked up.
Yeah.
But we always tip 15.
Yeah.
We will tip
20.
20 if we, get good service, or even more if we think the person needs it or did an exceptionally good job.
Well, and like if you go into a fast food place, or if you're going to go pick up an order like a fast food in the Chinese restaurants or some of those other burger places, we don't tip there because they don't wait on you at the table. I don't do a lot of tipping there.
I gave on one day I gave 7,000 people a tour at the Bat Factory in Louisville.
Oh yeah.
On a day like that, I might get one tip from 7,000 people. And I didn't need it. I made $10 an hour at the Bat Factory. That's what I was making. And that's the rate of pay for a retired person, or maybe a school kid with a job. You're not supposed to take that job to try to raise and feed a family. But I would have appreciated more tips, and I know how that is when you're working hard, and we do tip. And some of our friends have a saying that if you're standing and they give you the food, you don't give a tip.
Yeah.
So for tipping, I would say let your conscience be your guide. People are trying to make a living. If you think they did a good job, reward them. We recently saw a story in the Village's news where the Barnstorm Theater, which has been closed now for 4 years?
I think so.
3 or 4 years, ever since COVID. There were 3 theaters. There's only one now, the Old Mill Theater up in Old Mill Playhouse in Sumter Landing.
Right.
And there's a petition going around to please open up the Barnstorm, because that's the closest one to Citrus Grove and Dabney and Newell and St. Catherine and
south of 44.
yeah, those people down there don't have to go all the way up to Sumter Landing. I don't know. The trend has been to stream movies, right? You stream them on your TV, you stream them on your phone.
Yeah, but good. Remember the good old days when you went to the movies?
It's a date, right?
It was a date. It was such a special feeling to go with your honey, and then to go and sit down, have popcorn, Coke, whatever, and it was fun. And I think a lot of people, and especially now with a lot of the buildup around Wildwood, all these families are coming. So in the Middleton and everywhere, I think it would be wonderful to have a theater at the Barnstorm again opened up.
Yeah, and I totally understand why they didn't open it back up.
Yeah.
It's business, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you go into Costco, they have, I guess it's called a loss leader, where they sell something below price as sort of a reward for you shopping there and to get you to come in and shop there. Yeah. So it's kind of the same way with the Villages. Maybe they could operate that Barnstorm Theater as a loss leader. Even though it didn't make money, they could probably pretty well break even. Yeah. But people would enjoy it, and it would be a reward. And you've gone from 3 theaters down to 1. Why not operate 1 without a profit, just as a service to the people that are buying the homes? Yeah. What do you think? If you have a comment on that, write in and let us know.
This next question is from Charlie in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And we've been there. It's a lovely place.
Hershey's.
We went to the
We took the tour. We made a candy bar, our own candy bar.
We made our own candy bar. That was a fun tour. If you ever get to Hershey, Pennsylvania, go to the chocolate factory.
Their streetlights are little Hershey Kisses.
I don't remember that. You remember that? Okay. Okay, he asked, did you ever consider being anything other than a frog, maybe a snowbird or a snowflake? As I'm starting to plan for a possible future in the Villages, I'm wondering if it's best to jump right in and become a permanent resident and move. Well, we started out, we kind of wanted to be a snowbird and have a vacation place in Florida, and it just didn't work out. We couldn't pull it all together, so we sold the lock, stock, and barrel of everything, and we came down here to be a frog. But, I don't know where else I'd rather be.
No.
Yeah. And it's hard.
I agree with you, but after we got here, and we see people like Mike and Mary and Brenda and Wayne and
Sue and Mark. Lots of our friends.
A lot of people are snowbirds.
And we know some snowflakes, Brenda and Pat.
And snowflakes, and it's kind of nice when when your temperature is 105, or the heat index down here. It would be nice to have a place like Wisconsin or Minnesota.
Yeah.
But they were up over 100 this last week too, and same thing for Southern Indiana. What we didn't want to have is 2 property tax bills, 2 insurance bills, 2 sets of utilities.
Yeah.
The worry about frozen water pipes and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it was for us.
No.
So we're glad with what we are. We're frogs.
We're frogs. Ribbit.
And we'll be here as long as it's good.
Yeah.
We'd like to say we'll be here forever.
Yeah.
Who knows what forever's going to bring. But right now we have no plans to go anywhere else except maybe back to Hershey, Pennsylvania and get us one of those great big Hershey bars. Oh, yeah. With almonds.
With almonds.
Thanks for the question, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
It's time for Out and About. A little bit different today. We're going to show you all the foods that we ate on our cruise.
Wow.
And a few from the land tour. We took lots of pictures. So I don't think you'll get bored with them, but just watch. I sound like Johnny Carson.
And gain weight like I did.
Yeah, me too. But you don't have to weigh yourself.
No weighing.
Yeah. Well, let me start with the ship. We were on a ship called the Grand Princess. Never been on a princess cruise. We had been on a Royal Caribbean 1, 2, 3 times and 1 celebrity cruise.
That's correct.
And the food was good on all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, how are they going to get people to come back to a cruise if they don't give you good food, right?
Yeah.
This buffet was smaller than the others, but it had good food. Specialty restaurants were there, and they were delicious.
Oh, I love those.
And the main dining room was really good, and we had a great maitre d', whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Named Jules.
Yeah.
And yes, we tipped Jules when we left. But it's good. It's just really good. What were some of your favorite foods on the cruise?
Oh my goodness. I did eat a lot of salmon because we were in Alaska. We were up there in those cold waters, and that's where Alaska's known for is salmon. So I had a lot of meals with salmon, or I had some halibut. Now that was in the main dining rooms. Now in the buffet, the breakfasts were good. Of course, I get my usual oatmeal and that kind of thing. They had lots of great food. What was your favorite?
Well, I'm not a salmon guy, but the salmon we had at that play we went to, where it was a dinner theater, was tremendous.
Yeah, that was Denali, right?
Yeah, and I loved the beef enchiladas on the ship.
That was kind of good. Yeah.
Yeah, really
Didn't
good.
think of that was going to be good.
I had great beef stew on the ship, great big chunks of tender roast beef. The breakfasts were good. You know, they've got those goofy looking scrambled eggs.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then but the bacon on that ship, man, they were serving a fortune of bacon every morning, man.
Where did they get all that bacon?
And they cooked it just as thick bacon.
Yeah,
It's good, really good.
Yeah.
It's like a buffet if you go to the buffet. It's like a buffet at the
Like a
buffet.
And you know what? On this Grand Princess, they also had a little special areas where you can get specialty foods. Like you can go get pizzas if you want. All the pizza you can get if you want, you know. And then they had a place where there was ice cream. You can get ice cream sundaes that were free. That was fun. What else?
Oh, those medallions we had. We'll tell you more about this some other time. But
Yeah.
you basically had this little medal around your neck, and
A little-
and you could get on your phone and order. You could order a cheeseburger and fries. You could order one of those mocktails, you know, like a fancy
Yeah.
cocktail without
Yeah.
alcohol. And they would find you. Big Brother would know exactly where you were, and they would bring it to you. And they would say, "Thank you, Mr. Jerry." And they
Yeah.
would give it to you.
Yeah,
No
that's-
charge.
that's incredible.
We had the
Premium package.
we had the premium package.
Yeah, we did pay for it.
We had the
paid
premium.
for it. No.
Yeah. And it was really good.
Yeah.
But it's so good. The food was excellent. You know, it makes you want to go back on another cruise right away.
It really does.
Because you know what I had for my last meal? I had hot dogs.
It's your last meal?
Right here.
Oh, right here? Yes.
Yeah,
right here.
about a half hour ago.
He did.
Frozen hot dogs.
They were
But that's what I requested. Okay, we haven't really stocked up on everything yet.
No, we have.
But my next meal is going to be pulled pork that
Yeah, it's ready. Yeah.
she's
No.
the chef and I'm the sous chef.
It was hard to come back home and go, oh, where's my food? Who's not making my food? Where's my food? You know, so.
You have to be careful if you go to a restaurant after you go on a cruise ship because you'll walk out without paying. You'll forget that you have to
Oh,
pay.
yeah, we got to pay.
Well, I hope you like that look at our foods. It was pretty good.
Yeah. It's time for that word jumble.
Well, last week, actually, was it last week or was it? I guess it was last week.
Yes.
The clue was pre-92, they were living it up here. That was a tough one, probably. Orange Blossom Gardens.
Yeah.
Orange Blossom Gardens. Today's clue, a big reason the Villages looks so good. As always, if you know that answer, just let us know down below. You can even be witty and let us know that you know without letting us know that you know. Time for sweet and salty.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you do the sweet?
I love the sweet. This one is from Laura Coster Thomas, and she says, "Good morning, Linda and Jerry. Love starting my work week watching your show. You are a bright spot. Keep them coming."
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That makes us feel good. You know,
Yeah.
Monday's a tough day if you're working.
yeah.
We remember, man, you get that weekend off and you're feeling good, and then Sunday night rolls around and I had to go do my lesson plans, or
Yes.
she had to do her lesson
Yeah.
plans.
Sunday
and
night was depression night.
then you remember that old Billy Joe's mom is mad at you and wants a meeting with the principal tomorrow morning, and then the walls just kind of cave in on you. But it's sure nice that you all are watching us before you go to work, and hope we give you some peace of mind
There you
and
go.
some pleasure.
That's right.
Speaking of pain,
Or peace of mind.
no pain. Billy's mom would give me a piece of her mind. The salty is from Pete West. Pete says, too many nasty, entitled people live there, and most can't drive, don't know how they even got a driver's license. Pete, come on. That's not nice to say.
Nasty and tight.
And you throw out words like entitled. I don't like that. I don't ever like to hear that, you know, because here in the Villages, the people we know are nice. I wouldn't call any of them anything. You know, they're good people. Entitled means that you're spoiled or you've been coddled, and you know, the people we know here worked hard their whole life,
Worked hard. We did.
saved their money. They drove a Datsun 210 wagon when other people were driving Buick LeSabres, you know, or whatever. You know, they took their own smuggled food into the movies when other people were buying the big bags of popcorn. You know, They wore the fake bass shoes to school while their buddies had the real thing,
Yeah.
I don't consider somebody that saves and scrimps and works hard at 2 jobs or maybe even 3 that they're entitled. I think they've earned it. So, Pete, and most people can't drive? That's a ridiculous statement.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're coming up with that stuff, Pete, but visit the villages if you haven't. You'll see it's probably not as bad as you think.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Villages Entertainment. And coming up this week, actually it's going to be in a couple weeks, and August 8th at the Savannah Center, Creedence Revived is coming. So that will be a lively show, a lot of rock there. And at the Sharon on July 25th, the Lobby Lounge Cabaret, and that's Christmas in July. We were getting ready at Bargains and Blessings this last week for Christmas in July. I'm just not really ready for Christmas, but it's kind of, it's going to come, and we're going to get ready. But maybe that'll be beautiful, beautiful music. Were you counting up the months?
Yeah, it's right in the middle, isn't it? July's like in the middle.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun little entertainment there in the Lobby Lounge. And then the Studio Theater, on sale now are tickets for the Exit Laughing, and that's from July 30th through August the 24th. So that's a play that's coming up called Exit Laughing. That should be a fun one.
Okay, well, there's a lot of stuff going on. Go to thevillagesentertainment.com and you'll see a big old list.
There you go.
Really good. Time for shout-outs. As we told you earlier, that today's shout-outs are going to feature a lot of people that we were cruising with. And, I'd like to call them all by name, but I'd forget somebody and I'd feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But we really went there and we met a lot of strangers, and now we feel like we've got some great friends, and I hope they feel the same way. And you're looking at some of them on the screen right there. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We hope you enjoyed the show. We sure enjoyed bringing it to you from the mountains of Alaska. And we hope you're turning on Thursday. Now, let me talk about Thursday for a minute. Last Thursday, we put on Skydiving Over 60.
Oh, that's right.
A group of the most amazing people, and it was the biggest bomb of a show we have ever put out there. It was such a good show, but the title, Skydiving Over 60, people just didn't say, I don't care nothing about no skydiving. I'm not going to do it.
It's a personal interest story,
Yeah.
and that was an incredible story about some people that really live their life to the limit, and it was incredible people. It was awe-inspiring for me.
Oh, it's good, and that they're going to have that whole feature film on PBS this coming spring.
Yeah.
But if you didn't get a chance to watch that, go back and watch it just for the inspiration of these amazing people.
That's right.
You can never tell what's going to be a great show as far as viewers go. It all depends on that title and thumbnail. If you click on it, we hope you'll like it. We think you'll like it.
Yeah.
But some people make an instant decision, no thanks.
Yeah.
So anyway, check that out if you
Check
can.
it out. Check it out. If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all of your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.